All right, so welcome everybody to Wheellifeconnections' second conversation. We're so glad you're here again with us. So today we have the honors of talking with Drew Carfrae. He's from a little town in Waverly, Iowa. He's a senior at Wartburg College, and he's majoring in communications and journalism. So I'm so excited to have you on our episode today, Drew. Thank you so much for joining me. So before we get into our conversations here, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, you introduced me pretty well. I am Drew Carfrae. I am going to be a senior at Wartburg College in small town Waverly, Iowa, as you said. I am majoring in journalism and communications with hopes of being a sports journalist or a radio personality.
Oh, that sounds fun. What's the sports team you'd like to do journaling for? You have a specific type of sport you like?
More football.
Football?
But I can do others.
Okay, but football would be probably the coolest one.
Yeah, that's number one.
Okay, very cool. That's awesome. Very cool. All right, well, so it's Arthrogryposis Awareness Month since it's June.
Yep.
So I'm so excited we were able to connect. Tell me a little bit about arthrogryposis for you.
In what do you mean?
So I use a wheelchair, and
Okay.
I'm affected in all four limbs. So I can't move my arms at all.
Yes, I am also. Excuse me.
Okay.
I am affected in all four limbs
as
well. I've been in a wheelchair since I was 2 years old.
Okay.
I actually I have a chair that I control with my head.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's good. So when I first started, I was 4 when I got my first wheelchair. And I drove mine with my head too. So I used the headrest system for a while, and then I switched to my hand because I couldn't stand the headrest anymore. It doesn't work in this Florida weather very well. It's too hot.
Well, I am unable to completely use my hand, so that was kind of a necessity. When I was learning to drive, I would crash into everything because I was so little. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the first thing I remember crashing into was I forgot to take my head off of the headrest, and so while the elevator door was closing, I crashed myself in the elevator door.
Yeah. Well, when they were first teaching me how to use a head-controlled wheelchair, they had me in this padded area, the whole it was like a padded room for a psych ward. Yeah.
So you just bounced off the walls.
Pretty much, yes. Literally.
That's pretty fun. That's fun though. Yeah, that's one of the best ways to drive. That's how I learned how to drive my chair, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Does yours do all kinds of other things too? Tilt?
My chair has it tilts back and goes up.
Yep, mine goes up in the air. That's fun. Yep. Very cool.
But
it does stand or not stand?
It does not stand.
Mine doesn't either.
Because I cannot bear weight.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't do that well either.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. Okay, well that's really cool. So let's kind of talk about growing up with a disability. What was that like for you?
Honestly, I never really thought about it too much.
Yeah.
I knew that I was, quote, different than the other kids. In fact, that they could run around and play. But I was very fortunate, very lucky to have good friends around me. And I had a group of friends. I've always believed in quality over quantity when it comes to friends. So I've had some good friends who, when I would play with them, they were willing to adapt with me. And they would let me play how I play, you know.
That's awesome. Did you go to the same school all the way through kindergarten through 12? Did you
Well,
get the same friends?
well, we bounced around schools quite a
Okay.
bit
Mhm.
due to their accessibility. Like, I first started out at River Hills, which is a special ed school.
Mhm.
That was like before kindergarten, I think. Um, because I was not speaking.
Okay.
For some reason, I was slow developing in speaking. So, and I was born in a time period. It was I was born in 1999, and it was a time period where not a lot of people knew about arthrogryposis,
Mhm.
and it was a lot more rare
Mhm.
is now.
Yep.
Um, so they didn't really know what if arthrogryposis also affected you
Yep.
mentally or not. They didn't know.
Mhm.
So when I wasn't talking, that heightened that talk even more, and they sent me to River Hills with again our special ed school.
Mhm.
Uh, they were able to do their magic on me. They were able to get me talking, and once they found out what I was capable of, they moved me to general ed, where I've been ever since.
That's awesome. That's really
So,
cool. Very cool. So, okay. So, what has been one of the biggest challenges you've faced so far?
um, mainly physical stuff,
Yeah.
like so. A big challenge that I've had at college
Mhm.
was being able to keep helpers, because at college they don't give one to you. You have to privately hire.
Right.
So we've had various problems with that, keeping a consistent helper,
Uh-huh.
but we have a good one now, which is good.
That's
So yeah.
that's good. Do they
And then
go around campus with you and at home or just for school?
uh mainly just campus. We do have them working over the summer
Okay.
too, doing some things, but yeah.
Do you
Other
stay
problems.
on campus? Is it a college where you would stay on campus in a like a dorm?
Yeah, yeah. I live on campus during the
Nice.
week, but then I go home on the weekend
Okay.
because I just live right here in town.
Nice. That's a good
Like,
way to get more independent. So being away from home and
yeah,
just staying on your own. That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so all right, ready for the next one?
let's do it.
Okay. So what is your next goal or the biggest dream? What's next for you that you want to accomplish?
Obviously, graduating from college,
Yeah.
and when I go out into the workforce, I am willing to start small. I don't want to jump into anything too big yet.
Mhm.
I want to start small, see where that takes me. Like whether it's a local place, like a local radio station or a local, and if that gives me an opportunity elsewhere, then I'll take that. But my main thing is to not rush anything.
Not rush.
I don't
Nice.
want to rush anything.
I like that. You're looking for the right moment at the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. That's awesome. Drew, do you have a role model you look up to?
Um, oof. Um, I have a couple of different people, but
Okay.
not really.
Not really. Just certain traits about certain people or their
Um,
style, what they wear.
I guess traits
Yeah.
like I've always learned to accept others and like being respectful of others. So I guess I've always had that trait. Just, yeah.
Okay.
So nobody really in particular.
Nobody in particular? That's okay. So let's talk about the opposite side of having a disability. So there's lots of really fun and exciting and a lot of opportunities really with a disability or with not that we can definitely take advantage of. But sometimes there can be some negatives. Like, have you ever been told the words "you can't" or "you're never going to be able to do that"? And were you ever able to prove them wrong?
Not directly, but there was a time when I was little. Again, this goes back to when people didn't know a whole lot about my disability
Right.
and my condition. But I've had doctors like, because along with my disability came other issues, other health problems. I also have some respiratory problems, breathing problems. So when I was little, doctors told my mom that basically in a condescending way that I would never be able to do anything on my own, including breathing, eating, blah, blah, blah. And I think I proved them wrong.
I think you have. I definitely think you have. That's awesome. So, okay. So I don't know about you, but when you're going out somewhere and somebody's staring at you for a long period of time, how does that make you feel? And is there anything you do about it when they do?
Yes, I was waiting to answer this question. Yes. Okay. So I don't really mind getting stared at.
Okay.
But I would like to add something.
Okay.
Every time you go, there's always some little kid or a kid who's curious, you know?
That's right.
And they stare or they'll ask a question, a dumb question, or, you know, something a kid would ask, you know?
Yep.
And I love it because I respect the curiosity of that child and whenever they ask a question, I try to answer it the best of my ability in the level in which their age can understand. You know, like, oh, I was born this way, or some really simple answer like that that they can comprehend. And sometimes I'll have a kid ask me a question and their parents would be like, we don't ask that, or we don't.
Right.
And my message to those parents would be, stop hiding your children. Let them be curious. Let them ask questions.
Absolutely. I think that's
And
a great answer.
let us answer those questions to the best of our abilities.
Very good. I think I consider that, that's pretty good. That's about what I would do because kids are so inquisitive. They're so open. They're like, oh my gosh, how does that chair work? Are they using mind control?
Yeah.
I used to get that question all the time. Do they ask you, are you using mind control to drive your chair?
I've had a couple after that. Or they'll ask me about my hands, why
Yeah.
my hands are small, or why I can't walk, or, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. But it's much better than ask and then just to assume and not really ever know the answer. So I definitely agree. I like when people ask questions too. It's really helpful.
Or to scold your kids from asking that question. Tell that parent to ask that question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Children, let them ask.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I definitely think we should definitely let them ask. It's okay. You know, most of us are pretty comfortable answering, so it would be great if we just let them continue to be inquisitive. All right, so let's see. So I know all about your chair. What other types of assistive technologies or devices do you use to help you more independent?
We use a I use a Hoyer lift
Okay.
for transfers and stuff like that. In
Mm-hmm.
and out of bed, I need full assistance with that stuff. I use this kind of like a ventilator, not really. It's a newer thing. It's called a, oh crap, totally had a blank about what it's called. It's like it's Respironics. It's like a portable ventilator. It's got a mouthpiece.
Okay.
It's like the other option instead of a trach or a permanent ventilator,
Okay.
because we don't want that.
I agree.
So you do everything you can to prevent needing that. And this was our option, and this works.
Perfect. Do you use any kind of technology for school or anything?
I use an iPad,
iPad?
and I noticed you also have a mouse stick stylus.
Yeah.
So
Here it is. Yeah, there's yours.
yeah. So, and I use an iPad.
Very cool. One of the new fancy ones?
Oh, I don't think it's too new, but it still works.
That's all that matters.
I think it's a couple years old. It's not new, but it's not old either. So
There you go. That's okay.
so,
As long as it gets the job done.
yeah.
All right, perfect. So let's see. Tell me something you like to do for fun. I know you go to school, but what else do you like to do?
That's not really for fun, but well, class anyway. But
Fun.
I watch football when it's on during the season.
Okay.
I hope that we have a football season this year. Damn you, COVID. I hope the season starts on time. Anyway, I also like cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your favorite type of car?
I like old school, like classics and stuff.
So like antique cars and like road
Yeah,
trips and stuff like
like
that?
muscle cars.
Okay. That's cool.
I kind of have what you would call a need for speed.
Oh,
So, yeah.
very cool.
hmm
That's awesome. What's your favorite football team? Who do you cheer on during football season?
I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Oh man, you should have never said that. Oh,
I know.
Pittsburgh Steelers, what?
Yeah, I know.
No.
It's, we're here in Iowa, so a lot of people are Vikings fans, Bears fans, Packers fans,
Yep.
even some Chiefs fans.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you have the Steelers, but I'm gonna stay on the Eagles side, okay?
Really? All right, all right.
Okay. All right.
Could have been worse. You could have said the Cowboys.
Oh no, I won't go that far. Just the Eagles. It's the other side of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, let's leave our community and our friends who are watching some positive things to kind of go home with. So, first one is, how do you keep your positive can-do attitude? How do you stay motivated to keep going?
I just keep trucking. Just whenever something's going negative, I crack a joke or something, or ensure that it's going to be okay. I remind myself every day that any situation could be worse, and just keep moving.
That's awesome. Very good. And is there anything in your community right now or anything you can think of that you'd like to see change, whether it's access or just more things to do or something related to the disability community?
Well, in Iowa,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like this in other states or not, but we have a really big issue of funding for
Mm.
help. And like, I don't know if you heard of like CCO,
Uh-huh.
CDAC. We have a really big issue with that. Um, the system's kind of messed up here.
Hmm.
Um, like, also, not to be offensive or mean to any of the mentally challenged, but there's more funding for them than there is us, and I just think that it should be equal all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean that in a bad way at all.
Right.
I'm just stating, yeah.
So is it laws and policies that need to be changed to make a difference?
Um, yes and no, kind of.
Okay.
Um, like Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think we should make Medicaid more or easier
Mm-hmm.
to obtain.
Right.
Um, and like these waivers and like these disability waivers and stuff that give you funding, that is so messed up because like a mentally challenged or cognitively challenged um, waiver gives more money than it does for a, they call it the ill and handicap waiver,
Mm-hmm.
which the other one gives more money, which is completely BS,
Hmm.
and feel like it should be equal.
Yeah,
At least,
that's
you
interesting.
know.
Is there a wait list for the waivers too?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, there
I
is,
know
yeah.
our wait list here is probably 3 years long, so I can imagine.
It's probably the same here.
Yeah, access is
Yeah,
hard. It takes a long time to
yeah.
get something so simple, you know?
Mhm.
So, well, that's a good change. I think that's something that definitely needs to change. It needs to change in a lot of states for sure.
Yes,
And
agreed.
I just feel like the policies that have been put in place were put in place so many years ago. And now there's so many more of us that, yes, we might have a disability, but we still want to be able to have equal rights and equal access. And we still want to be able to go to work and be, a citizen just like everybody else does. But it seems
Yeah,
to get harder and harder as we go on to be able to actually fully function like that. So there's definitely a lot of policies
yeah.
changing.
And to your point, not only going to work, but want to work.
Want to work.
We
Yeah.
want to be out there in the workforce, just like everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good change. We're going to figure out something for that one. Maybe one of our viewers will have an answer for us, but we definitely need to figure that one out.
Please, you do. Send them in.
That's right. They need to get a hold of us now.
Share, please.
All right. What about, okay, so let's kind of continue on that topic. Is there anything right now that you can think of that you feel uncomfortable with that those who do not have a disability tend to do?
Oh, not really. I
Huh?
mean, I guess I don't know what you mean by the
Um,
part.
I don't know. Like, so sometimes, okay, so like I get uncomfortable. Like, okay, so if I go to the grocery store and we're in the checkout lane, and normally I'm with my caregiver or my mom or whoever's shopping with
Mm-hmm.
me, and the cashier looks at me and she talks to me like I'm 3 and asks me if I want to put a balloon on my wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of drives me a little
Oh,
bit crazy.
yeah. All right. All right. Now I get you. Now I'm right with you. Yeah. That has happened to me many times.
Hmm.
And oh my God, it is so annoying. Like, I'm not 2.
Right.
I am a 21-year-old male, damn it. I am not 2.
So what do you do about it? Do you do anything about it?
Well, okay. I'm too nice to not do anything about it. I guess one thing I could say, but I don't for some reason. I don't know why. I just don't. Because, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't speak up. But I guess I could just explain to them that I'm not 2. But, oh yeah, I've had that happen to me many times.
Yeah, it happens to me a
Or,
lot too.
or like I'm with the adult. Well, I'm an adult too, but I'm with someone else,
Uh-huh.
and like at a restaurant or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they will look at the person that I'm with instead of me. It's like, hey, down here, ding dong. Yeah, no, I'm not that mean about it, but
Yeah.
it's like, hey, talk to him,
That's right. That's what I was
talk
just
to him,
gonna tell you. Yep.
or talk to her, or don't
Mhm.
talk, yeah, because I am fully capable.
That's right. Very good. That was a good answer. I have that problem at a restaurant all the time. They'll ask me my order, but they'll look at the person
Yes,
next to me, and I'm like, "Aren't I the one ordering over here? Shouldn't you
yes,
be asking me?"
yes,
But it all comes
totally.
with changing people's perceptions, right? They only know what they see, what they hear, what they've been taught from before.
Well,
So,
they assume that just because you're in a wheelchair, you have other challenges too.
right.
And my argument against that, 2 words: Stephen Hawking.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't talk,
That's right.
but that man was the smartest man alive.
That's right. He definitely was.
Yeah.
And he was in a wheelchair. And I bet if you offered him a balloon, he would have definitely figured out how to tell you something about that balloon.
Yes. Um. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we're going to wrap up here. So I have just 2 more questions for you. One's a fun one. Any hidden talents, Drew?
Um. Oh. I'm sure I do.
They're still hidden, huh?
But that's why they're called hidden. I guess. Yeah.
Ah, so glad you got my joke. Perfect.
Awesome.
All right, and before we go, is there anything else you'd like to share with our community? Wheellifeconnections is just trying to bridge the gap between those in and out of the disability community. So anything you'd like to share with anybody before we go, or a piece of advice you'd like to give the community?
Oh boy. I guess if you're ever down because of your disability, keep your head up. Stay positive,
Mm-hmm.
because you could be in a lot worse situation and have a lot worse life than you do now. Be grateful for this life we have,
Absolutely.
because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you.
That is so true. And that is so true for everybody. So Drew, thank you so much. It was so
Thank
great
you.
to meet you. I'm so happy we were able to do this. So we hopefully everybody enjoys our conversation today and takes a little piece of information from this and just, is able to put a positive change in their life. So you're doing great things. Good luck with your senior year of college. That's so exciting. And when you
Thank you.
report and you get to
I'm kind
report
of
on the
terrified.
Pittsburgh. Uh-huh.
I'm kind of terrified at the same time.
Oh, you'll do
That it's my senior
fine.
year already.
You'll do fine. When you become that reporter for the Pittsburgh Steelers, let me know so I can wear my Eagles gear to the first game.
I got you. I got you.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end our time today, but definitely stay in touch with us. If you have any social media or anything you'd like people to connect with you on, let me know, and I'll make sure we share it with our community as well, okay?
All righty.
All right, Drew, thank you.
Thank you.